So DECA just dropped something massive. Today, they put out the Realm of the Mad God Team Letter 2025, and in it is a solid roadmap for some of the biggest updates that this game has seen, or rather will see. First off, Triton touches up on the Realm rework, which released in its beta form last year and was fully phased in, removing the old realms back during the Oryx Mists of 2024. Rest in peace, old realms. Then Distractix comes in and talks about what is probably one of the largest updates to equipment that we have had in a long time. Obviously, we got the enchanting update already, it says 2023, already 2 years ago, probably closer to a year and a half, but goodness gracious, how has it already been that long? Either way, time going too fast aside, Distractix is talking about how they have fully implemented the 4-slot enchanting, which is going to change the game a lot. I genuinely think that there is going to be so much that changes with it, and I am considering this a double-edged sword. Because on one hand, yes, things are going to get stronger. Power creep is going to absolutely come in faster than ever before, which is always an issue with games that have been live for as long as Realm has, over 15 years now. But at the same time, it's also going to allow new players to access the later game content in a much safer and much quicker manner. Currently, a lot of players don't really touch endgame content such as Oryx 3 or Shatters for a long time because they don't want to lose their characters, and I get it. It sucks losing a character that you have worked hard for, especially one that you have dozens of hours put into. It's happened to me, and happened to my friends many times. Sucks every time, but it's nature of the game. But this will allow players to access that content in either smaller groups, i.e. just playing in the realm, or they won't fear as much when going into those Discord raids. Personally, I'm hoping that this helps mitigate the reliance on Discord raids, because while they can be nice for learning the dungeons in some regard, I hate the reliance on Discords. But you can clearly see that each item is going to have a new symbol with 1 through 4 or 0 if it's unslotted. You can see on that tier 7 speed ring has nothing, the dagger has 1, shield has 2, armor has 3, and of course, for calling it divine, of course you gotta use divinity, the divine divinity. What is really interesting to me is the artifacts, how they are stating you are going to be getting the different enchantments. There's going to be a lot of new ones, like down here, this damage resistance, I'm actually really excited for something like that. Extra life regeneration, that is not just vitality, that is literally straight life regen, so it's stronger than vitality. Because I don't know the exact formula for vitality. I'll just put it up right here. Realmeye, somewhere around above me, Realmeye has the formula. So more than likely, that flat life regeneration is going to be a lot stronger than just even like a relative vitality ring. More than likely. And then coming up, one thing that I am not really looking forward to are the engravings. The ACOG and A-Nest engravings, they're basically becoming FOMO at this point, being made into the legacy versions, which, of course, like, you don't want to just delete somebody's engraved leaf bow or engraved Doku or laser pointer or whatever item they have from the advanced dungeon engraving. But now, since they announced it, it feels like a little bit of FOMO. It kind of reminds me of the old shiny Colossus sword. I don't think that's their intention. I hope that's not their intention. That's just what it feels like to me. But they are stating that the advanced dungeons will now basically drop an artifact versus an engraving, which makes it a lot easier to obtain a specific enchantment on an item or armor or potentially ability or even ring. At least that's what I'm gathering from this. And then you're coming in here with Nano, talking about some new endgame content. The Grave of Eden and the Eternity Summit. So we're seeing Eden come back. I believe it was last season, we saw the Whitesnake invasion, which wasn't very well received, and I wasn't a huge fan of it, but we saw the release of the Eden's Embrace item, which pretty solid utility ring. Obviously, it's not huge for like DPS bumping, but we don't need just pure DPS rings. Utility rings are nice. Look at Kagano Hikari. That's honestly probably one of my favorite items in the entire game right now. But we're seeing Eden come back with the Grave of Eden, and it's an island, so it is in the realm. It is not just a dungeon, it is in the realm, which is really cool. And then you get to the summit. And while I'm disappointed that we are not getting an actual wing of the mountain temple, we do finally get to see Zill. Being able to see Zill in its full form and dropping the new tier 15 weapons and armors, it's going to be something. And then it looks like they also added some kind of like kitty system, I guess you could call it. These raid tickets, which are basically ultra loot boost for the dungeon, it looks like, to vastly boost raid eligible boss rewards. And I'm curious what they mean by raid eligible boss rewards. Would that be like all exaltation dungeons? Like any dungeon that provides an exalt point? Is it, you know, dungeons of a certain like grave tier and up? Like, I'm kind of curious what they mean by that, but my best guess is that any exaltation dungeon, any dungeon that provides specifically an exaltation point, will probably be usable with these raid tickets. And it seems like it's just a massive loot boost for that one boss when you get an untiered or a white bag items. The account levels, we've already had our first glance at those. I mean, it's actually really easy to max them out. Literally, I think I just suicided like 2 characters, got like 40k total fame, and my account was maxed out in levels. It's incredibly easy. Steam achievements coming back. That's gonna be cool. I'm gonna like that. Even though I don't play on Steam, I do have a Steam account that I do very rarely play on. I might start a series building that back up. It'll be fun to play it back on Grovile again. And this is one that, while I have played this game for over 14 years now, over half my life, this is one that I'm actually really happy about, is improving the experience for new players. This is something that me and a lot of other veteran players have wanted, because yes, it's not going to help us. It is not a first-time user experience update. Is not going to help me in the slightest, because I'm not a first-time user. I'm not a new player. I know the game. You want to keep a game alive, you have to bring in more players. And if your new player experience is absolute dog shit, like it has been for the past 14 years, you're not going to bring in new players, at least not very easily. You need to update the new player experience in order to get those players to actually stay. So I'm really excited for that. And that's it. Like, it's a big chunk. This is a big chungus of a letter. And I am super excited, but I'm also equally a little nervous for the future of the game. Because like I said, the whole equipment rarity, the 4 slot enchantments, the double-edged sword, going to give endgame players something to grind for. It's going to cause power creep like never before, but it's also going to allow new players to access dungeons that they have been too scared to do. But then at the same time, maybe they're too scared to risk their enchanted items. But I am optimistic. I'm kind of curious as to what you guys think. What do you guys think for the future of this game? Do you guys think that these updates are going to be positive? Do you guys think that they're going to negatively affect the game? Because I'm about 50-50, but I'm optimistic. I'm hoping that they'll be good. I've never done one of these videos before, but there's a first for everything. Usually I stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Charleskin, if that interests you. But I hope you guys all have a great day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace!